Hello, my name is Devin Broughton, and this is our 4th episode of Jimmie Connections. Today we have with us Sydney Johnson. Sydney, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and everything that you would tell us as an incoming freshman?
Okay, I'm Sydney Johnson. I'm from Cambridge, Minnesota. It's about an hour north of the Twin Cities. I'm a music education major and a leadership minor. I'm in my last semester of classes. Next semester I'll be student teaching, and I'll be student teaching in India. So I will be really off campus. And a little bit about myself. I'm heavily involved in the music and theater department. Music ed mainly, but I've also taken several theater classes because that really interests me. I've been in all of the bands here at UJ, and I'm in the concert choir. I was in Senate my freshman year. I'm in residence life. I have been involved in the worship services here at UJ, helping out with the music and stuff like that. So it's a little bit about me.
So what made you want to become a music ed major?
Well, I knew in high school I wanted to do something with music. And when I came here, I was originally music ed and music performance. But a professor kind of talked me out of music performance because he said, if you're going to go on and perform as a performer, it doesn't matter if you have a degree in performance. What will really matter is showing them that you can sing. So, and then I had music ed. And I do plan on teaching someday. I really enjoy working with students. So that's another reason why I was drawn to music education. But it's not something I don't think I'll do it right away necessarily. I guess it's something that I eventually want to do when I settle down with the family. But I guess it's just one of those things in music that is a stable career, and I chose to major in it. We only have 2 music majors really here at UJ, so that's the one I chose over performance.
Nice. So everyone tells us their story like, this is the reason why I have this passion for this subject. Is there a certain story or something that happened that made you love music so much?
I'd say I've always been drawn to music. Even from a young age, I would plunk around on the piano, and I really liked playing the piano. My mom's side of the family is really involved in music. But really where it started, I think, was my middle school years. I started to do theater and got involved in music, and I started to develop a passion for music and theater. And then once I got into high school, then I had a choir director who really influenced me and who really encouraged me to pursue opportunities in music and go after anything I can in music. And he actually graduated from here, and he was the one who told me about Jamestown, and he's a large reason why I'm still doing music. And Cambridge isn't super involved in the arts, but it definitely has some really good individuals that helped push me to keep being in music and theater. I had a voice teacher in high school that she was great. She always encouraged me to keep singing, and I think just those few individuals, and my family of course, really encouraged me to keep doing it.
Nice. So you said that you're going to India to fulfill your
Yes.
Student teaching. Tell us how you decided that you're going to India, or how that came about.
Okay, well, it's kind of a funny story how I heard about it. So I was in the cafeteria, actually, and Julia Peterson, a fellow education major, came. I hadn't talked to her in a really long time, and I was asking her how she was doing and all that. And I asked her, I think, where she was planning on student teaching. And this was our junior year. I think it was in the fall. And she said that she was thinking of student teaching in India. So I kind of asked her about it. And so that's how I first heard about it. And she told me there's a man named Virgil Miedema. He graduated from here in the 60s. He's on the board of trustees. And he and his family have traveled around all over for years, and his kids went to school in India, and he has connections in India, and he travels back to India quite often. They have a house there and all that. So he really wants to strengthen the connection between Jamestown and the school in India. And so I contacted him and asked him about it. There's only been one student before me that's gone and done their student teaching in India. That was Chris Chog. And so I contacted Virgil, and he told me that if I was interested, he would pay for my plane ticket to go over there. And they're a boarding school over there, so I would live on their campus. I would be taken care of. My food would be taken care of. They're basically like a college because they're a boarding school.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing kind of just fell into place after another. I contacted him. He said he would pay for my plane ticket. I applied to Woodstock. They accepted me, and since then I've been making plans to travel over there. So, yeah.
Fun, especially to have it completely paid for.
Yeah. It'll probably be cheaper to teach over there than it will be to be a student here.
Nice.
Yeah. So, yep. And Emerald Druritza is flying over there with me because she's doing her preceptorship in nursing over there for 3 weeks. So that'll be cool to travel with one of my really good friends over to India.
Fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So to you, what does it mean to be a Jimmie? What does the Jimmie spirit mean to you?
Well, okay. As a senior, I kind of get to see all classes interact with each other and how students develop, and even in myself, how I've developed from a freshman to a senior. And I would say to be a Jimmie, you grow and you develop as a person. And I'm sure that takes place in any college because from 18 to 22, there's a lot of change. But I really don't think there is a better place for me to grow and to share my ideas and cultivate what I think about certain things. And I think the leadership program has really helped me do that as well. And I think that's something that's really special to Jamestown that not a lot of other colleges have. Because you get to talk about really controversial things in classes, and in some of my classes I've had 3, me and 2 other students. So you really get one-on-one attention with your professors. And I think that's something that speaks to Jamestown too, and being a Jimmie, that you really do get one-on-one and you get to grow and develop. And also with the community in Jamestown, like the community of Jamestown and the college, there's a really strong connection with the community members, and we all kind of come together and support each other, which I think is really awesome. I know a lot of people from the community that come to the shows, every show. They come to all the concerts. I see them in church on Sunday. So just having a family outside of the college is a really awesome feeling that you know is going to support you in what you do. And yeah, so I guess just the tight-knit group of Jamestown and being able to really grow as a person is really what makes Jamestown special.
Nice. And you were talking about the character and leadership program earlier. Can you tell us what the program has done for you?
Yeah, so the leadership program is a program that really tries to promote servant leadership. So servant leadership is leading by serving first, not by leading first necessarily. And I just finished my senior presentation on leadership. Since I won't be here next semester, you have to do a presentation in the fall because they usually do all their a group presentation in the spring. So, and was really hard to narrow down what the leadership program has done for me, because there have been a lot of different qualities about myself that have been pushed, and I've been forced to think about why I believe what I believe. And I think that is a huge part of the program. Coming in as a freshman, you think you have it figured out. You think, this is what I believe, this is what I stand for. But the leadership program, it really helped me think, for one, why am I a Christian? Or why do I go to church on Sundays? So specifically, my religion was tested. That was one of the first things. And it just forces you to think about why you have the beliefs you do. And I think that has been one of the main things that the leadership program has done for me. And it's also helped me come up with what I want in my career, or in life in general, what I want as a person to share with other people, and how I want to connect with other people. And so it's helped push me in those areas, and to realize the qualities that I want to possess as a person.
All right, going back to the arts a little bit, what would you tell an incoming senior in high school to freshman in college, or just anyone who doesn't really know about the arts, just how much it means to the college and what they can do or bring themselves to the arts, being it band or choir or art or theater? Just tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the choir has a really long tradition in Jamestown, and a while back there was a director, Doc Smith, who a lot of alumni know. He was here forever, and so Jamestown is known for having a great choir, and for that being a really strong tradition, a really strong family. So I'd say, and the band is really developing in the last few years. So coming in as a freshman, I would just say if you're interested in the arts, try all the ensembles. The jazz band's really fun. The pep band, it doesn't take a lot of commitment. You just have to go to the games. And if you doesn't want to go to a game, that's fun, and you get to play with your friends. Audition for the choir. It's some of the best memories I have from college. And then, of course, the theater. I mean, if you love theater, do theater, because Mike McIntyre is amazing at what he does, and it's kind of a one-man show. He does basically everything. He directs it, he does the sound and the lighting, and he makes the set. So if you're interested in theater, I definitely say at least try one show while you're here. And I would say come in with an open mind and be willing to try new things, and don't think that you are fully developed and know how to do everything, because what I've found in the arts is the more I learn, the more I realize I don't know. And especially in lessons and with Mike somehow seems to take a scene, and I think I have it perfected, and he somehow picks out things to experiment with and to develop. And I think that's awesome, and that's a really cool part of the arts, is it's so subjective, so it's never going to be right, which is awesome and really frustrating sometimes. But coming in, I'd say have an open mind and just be willing to experiment.
Nice. And for our closing question, we've asked everyone who's been on our show a fun last closing question. So I will ask it to you.
Okay.
What is your favorite color and why?
Okay. I've always said green. I guess I haven't really had an answer, but I guess I really like the outdoors. I really like nature, so green.
Green.
The woods. I grew up in Minnesota, so we have a lot of trees. I don't know. Yeah, I'd go with green.
Sounds good. Green. It's a
Yeah.
good color. Anyway, my name is Devin Broughton, again with Sydney Johnson. Thank you so much, Sydney. And this concludes our 4th episode of Jimmie Connections.